It's big. Don't lick it. What are you, a mama cat? Oh.
This is what you should be recording.
Is it recording? It is recording. Great. Okay. Great. Now that we've established our cleaning routine. Okay. Hi.
Don't touch the desk. I want to lean on it. Oh. Sorry.
Then lean on it. Are you super sleepy at noon?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Okay. So how do we meet?
Photography.
Okay.
I wanted to mentor for newborns.
And then what happened?
I messaged you.
Mm-hmm.
Said to mentor me.
What did I say?
Who is this crazy ass chick? Let me look at her shit.
Mm-hmm. And then what?
Come on over.
Mm-hmm. Did you come over?
Mm-hmm.
So, no, you sent me a message and said, I'm doing weddings, but I want to do newborns. And I said, okay, come over on the first, 3 days later.
Mm-hmm. I'm not a good storyteller. Sorry. I leave out all the details because they're already in my head. So, over the next couple months, we did a lot of newborn sessions at your house. And you came to my birthday party. And I came to Holland's birthday party.
That was in March or April.
We hung out most weekends.
We hung out and talked about newborns and photography and people. Well, not bad people, just inspiration people.
Yeah. And I was having marriage problems, and we talked a lot about that too.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And then
my issues
I sold my house.
And she was like, I gotta get the fuck out of here.
Hey, no profanity. It's family friendly.
No, it's
Saliva in my hair. Okay, anyways.
And she moved away.
So I already had my house on the market before anything happened really between us, and then
You tried to sell it in April or May?
April, but it sold in May, and then so Jackie was super sheltered growing up, and she said, I always wanted to see what it was like to kiss a girl, and I was like, no, thanks. And so after a few times asking,
and Crystal's like, you should do it, she's hot.
Well, that was at the end. I didn't tell him until later, but April and May and June, she was like, let's make out, and I was like, no. And then I said, one night I was 3 days away from moving, and I said, okay, fine, just come over, we'll make out.
And I was helping you with your prop sale.
Yeah, that was a week before I moved, because that was on June 13th, and I moved the 22nd. So, but I just gotten back from out of town, and I said, okay, come over, and we'll label props and drink cheap red wine and make out. And so, she claimed she didn't know we were going to make out, but
I'm so naive.
Chris and I knew. So then Chris said, what's your plan for the night? And I said, oh, Jackie's going to come over and we're going to make out. And he was like, sweet. I'll be playing Xbox. So he was, and then we made out.
And I went to sleep.
And then she went to sleep, and I went downstairs and slept. Well, I came back and slept upstairs, but I left you alone for a couple of hours so you could calm down.
I was asleep.
And go to sleep. Well, eventually.
I'm good at sleep.
So then the next day, she left. Well, actually, you hung on for the sale.
I had a session, so I went to the session and I came back.
No, I had a studio sale in the morning. You stayed for that, and then you left, and then you came back to get the back job. So, but then, I didn't see you for a week, and it was really torturous. So then, I saw you on the 20th, and it was crazy intense makeout. And I drove you home and got Advil, and your husband ignored me, like he would for the next year.
He ignores everybody.
Yeah, he's not a big fan. So then I
anymore.
moved 2 days. I moved 2 days later to Florida, and it was horrible because something triggered inside of me, and it was just all I could think about. So I moved here, and then somehow we talked about Matt Nathanson, and you were like, "Oh, I love him."
Yeah, you asked me who my favorite musician was.
Mm-hmm.
I said Matt Nathanson.
Well, after that, I had to know everything about her ever, every detail of her life. Oh no.
Uh-oh.
We might have a guest appearance. So anyways, then I found out he was coming to concert here, so I was like, oh, well, you should come down. In the meantime, I found this bucket list that she had written and like years ago, and all these things she wanted to do. So I just like sort of made it my mission to check every fucking freaking thing off the list.
Oh yeah, see, it's not easy.
Being cheesy. So one of the things on there was skydiving, and we live in a place where it has like the highest skydive in the world. So she had no idea we were gonna go skydiving. And she flew in, and the next day we drove to like the coast, and we didn't get to skydive because it was raining. But the next day we went back, dove out of a plane. So that was awesome. Then what happened next?
After the plane?
After July. So we went to the okay. So then the concert, that was a big deal. Talk about the concert.
I kissed you.
Well, you can't just put that like
Oh.
that.
I drank whiskey and then I kissed you.
Oh my goodness. I'm gonna have to stop this.
This is the
video.
highlights.
That wasn't the highlights.
We were dancing.
What about the whole
we were listening to
concert?
music. The concert was awesome. Oh. So she arranged the concert. She like texted Matt Nathanson, emailed people, and was like, "These are the songs I want you to play." And
We had songs that reminded us of each other. And yeah, go ahead.
so like when he came on, all the songs that were our songs were playing, and she was just like, I was like, I can't believe he's playing all his songs, and she's
It's
like,
so
oh,
weird.
weird. And then he came through the audience, which he never does, and came like right by us, and she was like, touch him. He was all sweaty, gross.
Whatever. You
Sweaty,
loved
gross
it. You're
voice.
like, ah, like a
That was
fangirl.
cool. I'm a fangirl sometimes.
And I'm like, ew. Sweaty man.
And these chicks behind us were like, you're so cute. How long have you been together? And she's like,
We're
not
both
really.
married and we have kids. And she's like, shut the front door. We had to like show them on our Facebook profile that we both had like husbands in our profile picture. And they didn't believe us. Like, this happens a lot. People like approach us, random people, and swear that we're like been together forever and we're the cutest thing ever. And it's really random, but it's really funny. So then we left the concert. Well, the concert was huge because it always been me initiating everything with her and like kissing her and like pulling her across my console in my car, kissing her and stuff like that. But that was the first time she like kissed me at the concert. So during the opening act, dark blue. That's what that song
Yeah,
is.
so we left the concert before like
Before the main
event.
act, Gavin DeGraw, we were like,
Came
we don't
on.
give a F about Gavin. We're out of here.
We just came home and
Wrestled
wrestled and talked and went to sleep.
to sleep. No sex. Not for a long time. So then,
Kind of a prude.
yeah, she is. But so then, go ahead. You're
We
next.
went on
We went on a trip together. That was epically.
a
Not
group trip
Uh-huh.
with a bunch of girls. Girls Getaway, which don't recommend. Girls be bitches.
Beaches be crazy.
Just be crazy. So
Well, it was just a unique group of.
yeah,
It was a really interesting
a
dynamic.
unique explosion in which I emotionally shut down and blocked everything. And
She didn't talk to me for like 2 months, and I almost killed myself. I barely left that bed. It was really bad. It's okay. I'm over it now. But, and I made trips to Maryland when she wouldn't see me, but I was still going to try. Thanks, Carly, for letting me stay with you. Calling me jacked up. But all my friends were like, get over it. And I just couldn't. I just like could not get over it. So I tried and tried and tried, and she told me to like leave her alone and never talk to her again. And I was like, no, I'm not doing that. So eventually, I came in October again to
Sandpiper
Maryland.
birthday present.
Oh yeah, she sent Piper a birthday present, and Piper's all my kids. Well, Piper especially is obsessed with Jackie, and when she hadn't seen her in months, she was just never gave up hope. She was my little cheerleader. So she was like, "How many more months till we see Jackie?" And I'm like, "I don't think ever again, Pipes." But she sent Piper like a mermaid necklace, and that sort of like reopened this door. And so we hadn't even talked on the phone in like months, 2 months. So one day she just called me at like 1:10 actually. in the afternoon. October 22nd. Not that I'm keeping track, but we talked for hours and it was just like we had never stopped talking. So that was nice. And then I came to Maryland like 2 days after that. So tell them what happened in Maryland.
I was taking Colin, my 4-year-old then, to like a petting zoo and fall fun fest thing, and she met up with us there, and he was kind of there, so we couldn't really talk or anything, but we got to see each other. And then I dropped him off at preschool. And
well, hold on. Go back to the Thor thing. So Thor...
No, that was after that.
That was
after school.
No, it was during the petting zoo. When he asked me what my name was. No, because
Oh.
she was married, and her husband obviously, like, did not want her to see me because I had just, like, emotionally, like, whatever, violated her or something for months. So he didn't want her to see me. And so when Colin said, "What's your name?" I said, "Thor." Like,
Because he was like, "I'm Super Cheetah. Who are you?"
I'm Super Cheetah. I didn't want him to say, "Mommy was with Kristen today," and get her in trouble. So I just made up a random, like, superhero, and then it stuck. So they still call me Thor, like, a long time later. A couple years later.
I thought you were gonna get the hammer.
You want the hammer? So then the next time I came to visit, I brought a Thor hammer and a mask, and he thought it was really funny. So
But after he was at school,
yeah, so he went to school, and she went our
met up
separate
at
ways.
Starbucks lovers.
Yeah, I didn't feel like we resolved anything. I just felt like it was super awkward, like just didn't feel like resolved. I knew I had to leave like in 2 days, so I messaged her and I said, like, can we? Like, she said, "Do you feel like anything is resolved?" And I said, "No," and she was like, "Fine, let's meet at Starbucks, but you have to answer questions." And I was like, "Fine, let's go." So we sat at Starbucks, and I cried my face off and told her how much I missed her and loved her, and you were like, "Fine, whatever."
No, I wasn't.
You weren't emotional.
No, couldn't be. Shut down.
Mm.
Scared.
So then I went my way, and I went hiking the rest of the day and got lost in the woods and fell down a ravine and broke my camera and
Lost your sunglasses.
lost my sunglasses, which weren't really like rightfully mine, so whatever, no deal. And then I felt really good about the visit just because, we didn't do anything, like we didn't even kiss, like there was nothing physical at all, but I just still felt like at least we were on the path to better, being more resolved, so I flew home.
So then she came back in November
Mm-hmm.
and planned tattoos for us. We got our first tattoos, these ones. Which we were supposed to get.
We were
the
supposed to get a
same
matching
one.
tattoo, and then after mine's like designed on my arm, she's like, actually,
It wasn't on there yet.
it was a stencil.
It was a stencil, but it wasn't inked.
He was like, oh, well, just kidding. I want to get one on my shoulder.
But they're both Lotus.
Yeah, they're similar, and they were at the same time. So
And
Did
we
that.
shot sessions, like sunrise sessions the next morning after that. And then we went and visited my mom, my brothers, in the mountains in West Virginia.
went hiking,
Went hiking
the mountain, slept at your mom's house,
and
randomly drove around. Where did we
played in the
stay?
snow.
Yeah, went to Deep Creek.
We stayed at my mom's one night, and then we were going to sleep in the car the next night.
It was really raining and freezing cold, and we were at a state park, and she was like, I don't want to be here, we get caught. And I'm like, shut your face.
Or not that about getting
Open the
caught,
sunroof
it's
and
just-
shut your mouth.
It was raining. I'm not going to open the sunroof.
I didn't say, oh, just the
Oh.
part that you could see out. So then we were like sleeping in the
It's
back
not
of
like it
her car, and we ended up leaving at like 2 a.m. or something.
Everybody knew I was with you.
No, it was just
Yeah.
super uncomfortable and cold, and you were like, "Don't push me."
Emotions.
Stupid emotions. I just wanted to cuddle you. She didn't believe me.
Don't touch me!
She thought I wanted to have sex with her, and I was just freezing, and I wanted to be warm. There was like one sleeping bag. No, there was 2 sleeping bags. It wasn't enough body warmth, so separated. We went to like Comfort Inn, and the next day I had to pick up Colin at like 1, so we had
Yeah.
breakfast, and I played with Colin for a couple of hours, and then rolled out. And then that night, I said, "I'm gonna pick you up. and I'm gonna look at the stars." And she was like, "I'm in my comfy pants. I'm already comfy." And I'm like, take off your pants and let's go to the
Comfort zone.
let's go.
Take your pants.
And she was like, no, I'm already comfortable and Brandon's going to be upset if I just leave. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck you. I'm going to go see the stars.
It's family friendly.
Sorry. But, yeah. That's where the stars came from. Then...
And then the next, 5 weeks were pretty, tumultuous.
Yeah, they were really tumultuous. End of November to end of December was, really bad.
It was just a weird time emotionally for me, and that always kind of, falls off onto her, and she feels it and knows it. And
I was just frustrated because I felt like there wasn't any progress. It was just same emotional block off. We were just basically barely kissing, and it was just I'm not gonna keep putting myself out there if it's gonna be
if I was gonna stay shut down. So we had a trip planned that I was coming down to Florida for New Year's. New Year's Eve. And right before the trip, one of my friends passed away, and it was should I go? Should I not go? When? She's a pretty close friend, so when is all of her services and her celebration of life gonna happen and all of that? But it was ended up being planned for the day I got back, so I ended up coming, and on the plane trip here, just kind of decided in my head that I was just gonna let go and live life, and I have so much trouble with letting people love me, and I was just gonna let her love me and let love in. So
she didn't tell me this.
That's
she told me she was totally straight a couple of days before she came.
So that's what I did.
So I was like, whatever, we're just gonna hang out. Well, we wanted to go to Southern Nights.
Mm-hmm.
She wanted to go to a gay club, so I was like, oh.
I've never been to a club.
Yeah.
Ever.
And so I had no idea. I picked you up, and then we did sparklers and stuff, and then put the kids to bed, and then we rolled out, and we met Veronica there too.
Mm-hmm.
So we danced all night, and we had never danced together, dance. So we danced, and then it was a masquerade ball.
Mm-hmm.
So Veronica had made masquerade ball mats for us, and we were pretty fancy. I got a VIP couch. We had our own couch, because I didn't know how Jackie would be, if she was overwhelmed, that I wanted her to have a space to go, because she gets overwhelmed really easy. Or you did at that point. I think you're desensitized at this point, but I'm kind of crazy. So when we go to the club, we're there until 2 or 3, so I just wanted her to have a space to sit down and just be away from if it was too much. I had no idea. She'd never been around that many gay people, or
party people.
Yeah, party people. So it was pretty crowded. And then there's a picture of us they took in the audience, and everyone's just looking at the camera, and we're the only ones looking at each other. Whatever.
So then now we see each other
Wait a minute, you skipped a huge portion of this.
Go, sorry.
Well, tell them how when we got home. I had no idea, literally, what was going to happen that evening.
Describe.
Well, I don't mean in detail, but...
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. No, it's your story too.
No.
Tell them. So we got home that night, and it was a major turning point. I just didn't even expect anything to happen. We were just gonna go home and
curl up
like a little T-Rex and sleep, but it sort of took a different turn. But then you were gay after that night.
You made me gay.
You made me stupid. I didn't make her gay. You're totally straight still.
Mm-hmm.
That was January, and then she left on the 3rd or the 4th, and then all of a sudden we were we have to see each other. We were gonna just do once a month, come down, hang out, visit, adventure, and then go home. But it ended up being I need to see you every week. So she came back on the 16th, so just a couple 2 weeks, 12 days later, and then stayed until it was supposed to be the 19th, but you missed your.
I missed my flight. Someone turned the alarm off.
somebody.
Somebody.
And so she missed it.
Stupid
and
iPhone alarms.
Stupid
Just
iPhones. Just randomly work.
Mhm.
We didn't even mention the manatees. That was in January.
That was that.
That was
Oh,
January
no, that
3rd.
was- yeah.
So I took her to see manatees. That was on our list, so check that off. We went to Harry Potter World. Check that off. Then when she missed her flight, that's when we went to Harry Potter World. Then I broke my foot, but we went rose coursing anyways. Saw manatees. Went to the beach. We probably left the room at Deer Beach.
Except for that guy.
Yeah, another example of someone like randomly. We were at the beach and I wanted to take pictures of her.
This is a long ass video.
We can cut into smaller portions. Don't be so concerned. So I wanted to take headshots of her for her website or whatever because she didn't have anything that was like recent. It was like wedding pictures of her. Like, anyways. So I was taking pictures on the beach and this guy randomly comes up to us and we had just been like hugging and like kissing and stuff and he's like, ladies, and like my first thought is like, this guy wants a threesome, like just don't look at him, don't make eye contact. And so he's like, I don't think you need to just disrupt anything, but you guys are so obviously in love. And
What's your
what
secret?
did he say? What did he say? Tell us.
He was like, "What's your secret
To staying
staying like in love? My wife of X amount of years, and I try to put in the effort to keep it fresh and keep it."
You guys are obviously know the secret
Yeah.
to being in love and how long you've been together. And we're like, oh, like 12
Yeah, and
days.
he's like, "So if you have any advice, like what
What can I do to
what
keep
can
my
I
relationship
do?
fresh
Yeah.
and in love with my wife? And I'm
Mhm.
like, I need to get a vagina. And he's like, I'm looking for one of those. So he took pictures of us, which they were horribly blurry, but it's still like, I still have those pictures because
I'm gonna pop up a flash."
try to put my flash up. I don't even have a flash on
There's
my
no
camera.
flash.
So he's like, no. And he was adjusting my focus and thinking he was
Autofocus.
zooming. But
Problems.
it was super sweet. I thought he was super sweet. I never really know his name or anything, but it happens a lot. So he rolled out, thankfully. He didn't want to go back to our room or anything, and he left a couple of days after that. And it was Valentine's Day.
You came the week before my birthday.
Yeah, which I hate winter, and it was a huge deal to go there knowing it was really cold. So I came at the end of January 30th to February 2nd.
And then I came down for Valentine's Day.
And I'm so super gay that I hung up 32 hearts in my hallway. Because her birthday is the 9th, February 9th. So I hung up, like, hand cut 32 hearts and 32 reasons that I love her. All non-physical reasons. Just stuff. Because I could have done 32 of those easy. That would be easy. They were just things that I love about her, and I hung them all up in the hallway so that when she came in, she saw them, and it was super good. Maybe a gay Valentine, though.
Mm-hmm.
I still have it.
Mm-hmm. Pretty gay.
It is gay. So then what? February.
Then you had friends come in at the end of the month,
Mhm.
and I flew in for the last weekend of February.
Mhm.
We went
I had friends come from
dancing
Oregon.
with Deb.
I had friends come from Oregon, so Jackie came in, hung out with one of them Cher had left, but Deb was still here, so we hung out with Deb for a couple of days, and then it was a quick visit. He left. Then I came there like 3 days later on the 5th during this humongous winter storm.
Winter Storm Thor.
Called Thor.
Thor's coming. during
So
Winter
yeah,
Storm
but
Thor.
something else is funny is like this entire time, so I'm visiting her and staying at her house with her husband, who never once made eye contact with me, did not
He knew what
acknowledge.
was
Oh, he
going on,
knew.
'cause I had talked to him about it, and
Yeah.
it was like, it's okay, it's not okay, it's okay, it's
He
not
was
okay,
okay with
it's-
it, and then he was not
It was
okay
not
because he
okay.
realized like it was too awesome or
Yeah,
something.
I don't
But
know. It was something that was like,
he wanted to be okay with it, but in the end, he just could not. He couldn't handle it. So every time I was there, it was like super awkward, and he wouldn't like look at me and just like would walk by, and it was really fun. Like for a week at a time, we'd just be like passing. Hi. But we just
well, like by March, I mean,
I shoveled that fucker's car out too. I spent hours shoveling his car.
family friendly. But he and I had a pretty like rough, short marriage, and by
What?
I mean, in February we had talked about this, that it wasn't working out. He just didn't want to accept it. And he
meditated about it.
definitely by March, it was just over, but my kids were in school and I didn't want to switch schools. I didn't want to change homes in the middle of the school year. So we were I was just trying to cohabitate, and it wasn't easy.
I had an eyebrow that was off. Why don't you lick it and fix it? Oh, this was good.
So
go ahead.
that's
So it came in
part of
March.
it, yeah. It came in March.
And it's
then I came down for spring
Well,
break.
Colin and I share a birthday, and I didn't want to stay with her because I didn't want to interrupt. I mean, whether or not Brandon likes me, I didn't want to interrupt Colin's birthday. That is his birthday, and that's his normal routine with you two of you. So I didn't want to be there and be make it about me or make it uncomfortable for Colin. So I didn't really want to come that week. But then my other BFF was on Jeopardy on my birthday. Yay, Kristen! So I flew out and planned to be there because she was so. Anyways, I drove to Delaware on my birthday with Kelly, and then came back that night to see you. And she had made Tori did. It was super cute.
I made her a gluten-free cupcake
With strawberries, that was so
with
delicious.
Strawberries and it was pretty dry. No, it was not good. I tried.
I see about a pound and a half more sugar.
You don't like sugar.
Well, okay, anyways, go ahead. It was good. I ate the top of it.
Or no, it was good. The buttercream icing.
No, there was no icing on it.
Oh,
It was just in the field. Maybe the ones you ate were icing, but mine wasn't icing on it. Uh-oh.
Penis.
Useful dick.
There's a useful dick in here right now.
What do you guys want for dinner or for lunch?
Mm.
Oh my
Tacos.
God.
Tacos!
And with that,
We're taping a video right now.
oh sorry, I didn't interrupt.
Oh,
No,
come on
you're
over.
such a
Why don't you
guest.
want to do a special appearance?
What's that?
Come over here.
Get your face in there.
I can't even see your face. Hi. What's your favorite part about Jackie being here all the time?
He's like, I got
I don't
nothing.
know, I got nothing.
nothing.
It distracts you.
Distractibility. I keep you entertained so you're not out there wrestling him and punching him when he's trying to work.
Beating my ass. Yeah, pretty much.
Anything else you want to add to this conversation?
Not really.
What do you want for lunch? Tacos?
Mm.
It's always tacos.
You're gonna edit this shit out, right?
No!
Uncut. Unedited.
Uncensored.
Uncensored.
Raw video footage.
Mm-hmm. Love how I-
Listen, put your face
So was there
in.
a question for me?
Yeah.
What was the question?
How do you
for
feel
me?
about Jackie being...
What? I'm resting my
I thought you were going to bite me. Do you want to give any input?
How do I feel about Jackie?
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
okay, I didn't say that.
We should have prepped him.
Yeah, right? Because I totally
You read a
brought this
speech.
fucking thing down to in burning flames. So how do I feel about the situation in general? What were some of the questions that you were trying to get me to answer?
Yeah, how's Chris?
How's Chris feel about the whole thing?
Or how's Chris? Or is Chris okay?
Is Chris
Or-
available to have a
Yeah,
threesome
is
with
Chris
me and my husband?
available? Is Chris on the
I'm
market?
always available.
Holla!
Am I on the market? Well, I guess that wouldn't, let's see, as part of an open relationship, I guess the answer is yes, but
Ladies.
ladies,
Only ladies, by the way.
yeah.
He's made that clear. I'm trying to
But
get him a boyfriend.
as far as this is concerned, I guess, I've always been supportive of how you feel and
You thought you...
what you wanted, and, I know it makes you happy, and I know this makes you happy, so I'm down with it.
Oh, that's why we love him.
We do. He's a useful dick.
He's a dick. Never surrender.
Okay, have we ever
If you
had a
love me
threesome?
so much.
Have we ever had a threesome?
Only in my dreams, as real as it may seem.
Don't touch her. Oh, I thought you were touching her.
It's
Good.
touching you.
Not just sit at the dining room table.
What? Are you dreaming at a table?
Definitely not.
No.
All right, tacos.
All right. So I think I'm gonna get Chipotle.
Okay, that's
You guys want
tacos.
anything?
Mm-hmm.
Just text me.
Just tacos.
Text
I'm just
me.
kidding. Bye.
Thanks, Chris.
Bye.
Thanks for the heads up.
Yeah. Maybe we'll head later.
He's gonna keep trying.
Always.
Yeah.
Never give up. Never surrender.
Never surrender.
Oh, okay. I thought he was naked for a second. I'm like, no. I'll get banned from
Okay.
Facebook. Okay, so where were we? March.
March. This is like a half-hour video. This is like
I can chop
we can
it
make
down.
a full-on show.
Let's do a full-on show.
Pitch to Discovery.
Adventures in.
I think we should be like Fuller House. There's 8 of us.
Yeah. So I came there in March. Went to Jeopardy. Came back. She made me a cupcake and. Tell me you didn't tell him how romantic. That was
Well,
super romantic.
Useful Dick came in, so.
No, he comes around sometimes when you least expect it.
So I made her a cupcake. I made her a scrapbook of our adventures, starting with skydiving, and left places in there for her to write her feelings and write what she thought. And I picked her up from her friend at a park and ride after she did the Jeopardy thing, and drove to a field to see the stars. And
It was really cool.
it was really cold. Really cold.
And your butt was wet.
It was really wet, but we walked out into a field and threw out a blanket, and I gave her the cupcake and lit a candle and sung happy birthday
And I read the
to
scrapbook
her.
and I cried.
And, yeah, I gave her the scrapbook and she cried. And
Because she wrote some super sweet things.
sometimes you feel things.
Sometimes.
Sometimes you have some feels.
Feels! Sometimes. Well, thanks to you. No.
It's rubbing off. It's feelings. They come out.
Feelings.
So, and then I came down for spring break,
Mhm.
and we went to St. Augustine, went to a distillery, we learned
We learned
on
how
the
to sail.
beach, we learned how to sail, Amelia Island.
We went to an old jail. We just do things, and they're not even things that are like crazy expensive or crazy like
$10 on Groupon, or
Yeah.
free things like
Free
sleeping
things,
on the
like
beach in a
distillery
blow-up
tour.
hole.
Like we did a chocolate tour, and we just did
Yeah.
like things that to experience different things, and it's not like you have to be. I mean, these are all things that are in our backyards. We haven't like flown out to Grand Canyon yet. Or
And as
anything
far
like
as
that.
flying like back and forth here, there's a really cheap airline that flies like
Yeah.
an hour from my house and flies
And, like,
about 15 minutes
yeah.
from here. So we kind of lucked out on that.
We
But-
look for like cheaper. Like I
Most-
mean, I can fly round trip for $100. Can't even drive for
Yeah, I was
that.
gonna say you can't drop anywhere for $100. So
No.
it's
So we just so one of the questions was that we had to finish. Okay, so we just are fucking awesome. That's just the bottom line.
we go on adventures.
We go on adventures, but we make everything an adventure, even if it's like whatever, just silly. Like we do
Yeah.
photo shoots, and we just make it fun, and we just really enjoy being together, and Chris, we were together for a long time since I was a teenager, but he's not the type to let go and just experience things, and not that you were in the very beginning, but
No, I was just there are a lot of things in my life that are just chaotic and unstable and just
and I'm the opposite
zero
of that.
zero support, and I'm highly emotional, and so I have to sometimes just have to shut it down to survive. And I had like since 2013, the end of 2013, I had like shut down, was having some mental health issues, and when I met her was recovering from some of that. And then like when we went skydiving, it was, I was like
She was like terrified.
10 months into therapy, and when we went skydiving, it was like, you know what, like I just gotta let go and do this. And then August, when that trip was kind of a setback, and but when she came back when I let her back into my life and into my heart, then I learned to let go again and just not feel so much anxiety, so much depression, so much of all the negative things that I feel.
Self-esteem.
Mm-hmm.
Your self-esteem.
So,
She kept thinking I was just using her for sex, which
If you don't have sex.
we didn't have sex, but I mean, hey, whatever. So,
But
what's your favorite adventure?
you know, manatees.
I said the same thing.
I
but-
know. Just like the the biggest adventure that stands out in my head is that when we went and swam with manatees, we were swimming through the springs, and she just like reached back and grabbed my hand, and that just like, I don't know, I'm weird and emotional and stuff, but it was
It's
just
not
like
weird. I just was
Well-
doing it to get you over the spring. I didn't. I mean, maybe it was like symbolic. I just wanted to like get you next to me and like keep you near me, but
it was very symbolic to me, because it was just like, I've got you, like no matter what, I've got you, with everything that we went through in August and September, and just she never like let go of feeling love for me. She always loved me no matter what, and knew that even if I didn't act the way that I should have, or if I didn't have her back, she had mine.
selfless. Yeah, but
So-
that was just the beginning of January. That was
Yeah.
like a couple of days into like intensity. Mohawk. My hair just really wants to be in a mohawk. It doesn't know what to do.
So now we just work
Well,
together as much as
April,
possible.
Yeah, what do we do in April?
The
blends
ropes
together.
course that you hated, the zip line,
Listen,
the whitewater rafting.
guess who went rafting? That was May. Was it April?
No, that was April.
It all blends
In
together.
camping, because I was with you through spring break,
Yeah.
and then you
But
came,
through Easter, yeah, till the
Yeah,
10th of
yeah, through Easter.
April.
and then you came and we did that, and then I came back here the first weekend of May.
We did that was a quick visit. We did whitewater rafting.
Yeah, I think it was only like 4 days.
And I think we did a wedding. Katie and Robbie, yeah. That was May.
That was May.
Oh goodness.
And then May I came back at the beginning of the month,
Mm-hmm.
just for a weekend, and then you came for a week
Mm-hmm.
for photo sessions, and at that point I was packing up and moving out.
Yeah, she moved out of her house on Memorial
May,
Day
yeah.
weekend. So technically they're still married, but they live separately.
And then I came back down here at the beginning of June, and I think that was the longest stretch that we went.
It was horrible, like 18 days,
like
I think. Oh yeah, Katie came for Girls in
7th.
Wonderland.
I flew out at like 6 a.m. on the 7th, and then you didn't come back until like the 25th.
Yeah, it was really bad.
So, but I was shooting weddings, and like my kids were still in school, and there was, I mean, you had stuff going on here, so it was just that we just couldn't find a time in between that would work and not cost $1 million. So
Yeah, Memorial Days. I mean, it was just really hard. That was a hard break.
Mm-hmm.
And then you came for June.
and then so we were together June 25th, and then
Well, I saw you for Girls in Wonderland. We shot a
that
big
was
event.
That's what I'm saying. But
gay
between
days.
that,
Yeah.
and the
that
weddings,
was really hard.
So June 25th, she stayed for a week, and then my kids and I flew down here for a week. And then we had a week off where I was shooting like photo sessions, like 2 or 3 a day at home, because that's what I'm doing full time. And then she came back to go to a wedding with me, so she stayed
2
for a
weddings.
week.
Yeah, Melissa and Ellen and
That was the end of
Volleyball.
June.
Yeah.
I'm past that.
what do you do now? That was the last wedding I did.
I was talking about Jen's wedding.
Oh yeah.
She came down to shoot a wedding with
Virginia.
me, or go to. She's my date.
Yeah.
For a wedding.
We're dating now, apparently. I hate romance shit. Go ahead. Went to Blacksburg, got tattoos.
Went to Blacksburg, got tattoos.
It sucked.
What, the tattoo?
Don't recommend the
Did
rest.
not.
It sucked for me. Sensitive. We were in Blacksburg.
Yeah, we were in Blacksburg, we got tattoos, we
What else did we do that week?
went camping.
Yes.
We went and saw my
we went
kids.
Saw the kids, had ice cream with the kids, had dinner with the kids, went camping with marshmallows and wine and water only.
And then we went riverboarding.
Oh, boogie board in rapids. Don't recommend it, by the way. My toe's still hurting.
And then you left, and
So I basically
I'm
fly there
back.
for a week a month, and she flies here for a week a month if she can. If not, then we just make it like a Thursday to Sunday, because she's got her kids full time. I'm fortunate in that Chris works from home and that my kids are in summer camp, all three of them, like pretty much till 5
That's a
p.m.
question we can answer next.
I know. Okay. Oh, this is the same video.
Oh, holy shit.
I'm just gonna chop it up.
Chop it.
Okay.
There's
So
nothing to
yeah,
edit out.
yeah, there is.
Okay. Yeah, so I have my kids full time during the school year. Their dad has them most weekends, not all weekends, but most weekends, and during the summer. So we try to keep like a pretty even schedule, but I still have them the majority of the time. So that's how I can
You get them all the holidays too.
Yeah, he gets them on the holidays. So it's like 55-45 or 60-40 split. But I mean he's a good dad to them, and
He is. He's
they
really
I mean
awesome.
they love him. So it's good, and it works for us, and it works with my work schedule and our schedule, and so we.
But if I'm there and the kids are there, I just hang out with the kids.
Yeah,
I love the kids. It's not like I'm like, oh, I can't have your kids around. Like,
Yeah.
you know, they have sound machines.
Yeah. So.
But it works. It works here because Chris is always like, go. He'd rather me just go and be happy and do whatever.
Like he said, he's supportive.
He's always been very supportive.
He's always been like the biggest cheerleader.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest,
like a couple of days ago, like 2 weeks ago, it would have been our friend-iversary or our adventure-versary or whatever, and we just woke up and we were like, well, at midnight she wanted to drive here or drive halfway, and I'm like, no, let's wait, let's be logical about this.
Whatever.
Whatever, let's go. But I mean, drinking a half bottle of wine and driving, it's not really
Oh no,
that
I would have
good.
waited.
Anyways, so at like 6 a.m. she's like, let's get up at 6 and drive, but I knew she wasn't getting up at 6, so she called me at 10 and I was like, I'd already packed my car and I was going to like start driving towards her just on 95. So
we were FaceTiming, and Chris was like, "Are you ready to drive?"
he was excited. I woke up and I was like, "So you think I'm crazy if I just leave on a random Tuesday and come back on a Friday?" And he's like, "I think you should go. Like, do it." So I did. So one of the biggest questions is like, how do you deal with it? With like, how does Chris deal with it, or but he's a really good father. I don't have any concerns that he's gonna like feed one of my kids to an alligator or something when I'm gone. Like, I wouldn't have bred with somebody who was capable of handling their own offspring. So it's just not an issue. It's not an issue. He's never felt jealous or angry or resentful about any of it. And when she's here, she and I like take on more of the co-parenting roles with the kids. So I think it's even better if she's here, because he's just like, sweet, I can just sleep and play Xbox and you guys can do lunch and whatever. So that's a big part of it, is that it wasn't, stop shaking my desk.
Can't sit still, you know this.
I know, you need like a fiddle stick. You want a bracelet, some prayer beads.
Oh, I
just
need like
touch
a
these.
coloring book. Go ahead.
So
Three-way parenting.
Three-way parenting. So yeah, like when she was here, we had 8 people here for the week, like for an entire week. And Chris was like in the pool with the kids. I mean, we all, it's not at all jealous or resentful. And I told him from day one, like, if you feel like you need a girlfriend or a boyfriend, then I would totally support it. But he knew before anything happened with her.
He knew before I knew.
He knew before she knew. Well, I don't know. You were kind of hinting at it forever. He
Yeah,
was
but
like, she's
he
super
knew
hot. And
that
I'm like,
he knew that you were like, it was a possibility before I knew it was a possibility. I just was on your end anyway. He knew your end.
You're
before I knew your
crazy.
end.
You were pushing me to make out with you for months. And I was like, yeah, this girl wants to make out with me. He's like, you should do it. She's so hot. I'm like, really? You think so? I didn't think you were
No,
my type.
I'm just messing around.
You just weren't. Now you are.
I'm too girly. Emotional.
I like it, but I should have put makeup on for this. And I was like, I don't even think I brushed my hair in 3 days.
It's too much to do to brush your
Okay.
hair.
Okay. So what else? What else do we want to know?
What's your middle name?
Lee.
Mine's Marie. I gotta find other stuff. So we answered the questions about the kids.
Yeah.
Say something else. It's not.
Is Chris looking for a 4th? Well, he's welcome to. He just
I thought he was going to Chipotle. He's out there. What's your favorite thing to eat after sex?
You can answer this.
I don't think we eat after sex.
After
It's
sex,
just
we are
more
like
sex and then more sex and more
seriously
sex.
so
and it's like-
exhausted. We fall asleep like in like a couple of seconds, right? Like sex is not typical sex. It is like hours of sex. It's not. It's there's no way to eat. Like it's 3 or 4 in the morning. So
Do the husbands ever join sex?
no.
No.
And I would
don't-
barf
I
if
don't
I ever
really
saw her
have
husband naked
one
anyway. So
anyway.
she's seen my husband naked. During her
A
Cards
lot
Against
of
Humanity.
people did.
Yeah, that's true. We were playing Cards Against Humanity once with some friends, and somehow all of his clothes came off. So, well, actually, mine did too.
That's because he had more than one beer.
I know he doesn't drink at all. So when he had 2 beers, he was like naked, and it was actually really hot in that room. So I think I had no shirt on, and then you had no shirt on,
Oh my
and then
God.
yeah, it wasn't. It was like a bunch of people.
You ripped my clothes off, so
It's typical.
it's not me. Do you have adorable pet names for each other?
No, I do call you sassy.
Love Muffin.
I do not say that. Why would you even say that? That has not ever been
'Cause
discussed.
That was on Orange is the New Black.
Oh,
Yeah,
was
we
it?
just say
Oh, yeah.
baby.
Baby,
Baby.
because I don't ever called Chris baby. I've always called him lover. So I say baby, or I call you sassy pants.
Well, yeah.
It's not really adorable, but you are pretty
Yeah.
sassy.
Okay, so that was that. That was just that one post. So, how did you tell Chris, and was it a relief? That was kind of already answered.
Chris was like, "When are you guys gonna have sex?" I'm like, "I don't think we are."
Lindsay says, "When can I meet Jackie?"
August 8th to the 19th. I don't know when the next trip is. We don't typically schedule stuff that far out because my schedule is just weird. It's very
Yeah, like photography schedules, you typically don't book, but we try to leave
Yeah.
time open. Only book around certain.
And if she's got the kids and she can't leave, then I just go to her because how many people?
That's it.
Yeah, we have 66 mutual friends now, but people. I mean, anybody
More
who's seen
questions?
us, huh? Well, you answered a lot of them.
Yeah, in the story.
Yeah.
Are you eventually gonna live in the same place?
Yeah, I really want to move to the West Coast, and I have for like years and years, even before we went there together. But we went hiking in a volcano, and I just love that. I love the Pacific Northwest, but because our base is here, it's just hard. Like I mean, East Coast, like your base and my base are all in this coast, so it's just hard to. And my kids have been uprooted like 4 times in 4 years, and I just don't like the fact of moving them. So at this point, like people keep asking like, what's the next step? Like, what are you going to do? Like, when are you going to move there? But I don't know. I mean, nobody really knows what's going to happen. It's
No.
just like, we don't think about it. We just live like now and enjoy each other now.
I
And
can't stress too much about like the details and the long term of where and when and how, because I mean I have a custody agreement. Her kids
Yeah.
are like
She can't
gonna
move
be in
away
an
from
awesome school
Maryland.
this year, so I mean we do what we can, and it's long distance is always hard, but neither of us are afraid of effort. So
Yeah.
we're both hard workers.
It's hard. It's very hard. Like every time we leave, we just both like cry our eyes out for the entire
Yeah,
day.
it takes
It's just-
like a day or two to like.
Yeah, I mean to go to like from that level of like happy back to like reality and diaper changes is
I don't have any diapers in my house. So.
well, yeah. We both also have special need kids, so it's tough. It's tough because to keep them feeling secure and keeping them in a routine, but also I mean Jackie's been really constant in my kid's life, and Piper's like seriously obsessed with you. Like seriously,
we
they paint
FaceTime
nails.
with each other and
They
each other's
FaceTime
kids all the
and-
time.
Yeah, and they still like
Thula.
Hola. Yeah, so I mean,
I
our
wish I
kids
had a
see
house in
us
Florida.
a hose in Florida.
House in Florida.
Our kids see us kissing us. Our kids see us being affectionate, and it's never been an issue. My kids understand that people, women, 2 women, 2 girls, 2 boys, whatever, can love each other and can show each other that love, and they've never ever said that's weird or that's just creepy. Like it's always been okay. Like they don't.
Mama, do you like kissing Jackie?
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
Me too.
Yeah, Piper's like I do too. But I mean, it's not an issue. I don't know if your kids have said anything, but I mean,
No.
we've talked about it, and my kid, it's just they're normal. They don't think, and I'm glad that they understand that that's not a weird or foreign thing. That they're raised around knowing that this is okay.
And the kids get along.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there wasn't squabbles in between
Mhm.
like her kids and my kids. I mean, my kids fight with each other.
Yeah,
and
my
Kira and
kids fight
Piper,
with each
like
other.
whatever. But like when all 5 kids were together, I think there were like fewer like arguments between kids.
Because they keep each other, they gang up with each other as two 7 and 8-year-old and then 2 5-year-olds. So, and then Holland's just a wrecking ball. So
Oh, it's Kira and Colin kind of.
yeah, Piper just does her own.
Yeah,
thing.
and Piper
doesn't
flits
care.
around.
She's so
It's like
easy.
Declan and Holland. 'Cause,
I know.
Declan. Declan's like, she doesn't care if she understands me or not.
No, they both have good. Like they talk. They have conversations. But, I mean, I think it's important that they see that it's okay to love. It's Chris. What kind of tacos do you want? That it's important that they see that it's not a bad thing. If you're happy, be happy.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. What do you want to say? I feel like I talked more than you.
I told you I'm not a good storyteller. Kind of all
What's your
over the
favorite
place.
thing about being an adventurer?
Doing it with you. Adventuring.
Well,
It's just fun and free and safe, and I haven't had much fun and free and safe in my life, so
life experience.
kind of an adrenaline junkie too. Like,
And who knew?
who knew?
It's fun.
Yep,
That's it. What else?
that's
What
all.
else?
That's it, I think. Stay tuned for episode 2.
You are so curious. Yeah, I don't know. That's it.
Okay,
Bye.
bye. Oh, we are bye. I thought you said
No, I didn't say that. I'm totally gay.
I know you're totally
You're
gay.
gayer than me.
I'm totally straight.
But then there's me. But Brandon's gonna see this. Sorry.